Hey, welcome back to another episode of Studio84 Podcast, where we're talking about what's happening in Texas, all of the entertainment that's coming down. My name is Michael Scott Brennan, and I am here today with my co-host,
Vince Lazzo.
And we also have another one of our team members over here, Lawrence, who is actually our social media expert. We saw him several weeks ago on one of our episodes that was dropped. But, before we get started today, we've got some really exciting news, don't we, Vince? We do. And we're going to be dropping this information. We'll be telling you kind of what's going on and what's happening, what we're brewing up, what we're cooking over here. But we're really excited. It's an opportunity to give back to Texas. But just like we always do, we want to start off by talking a little bit about some of the ongoing things around town. Obviously, Taylor Sheridan is just like tearing.
He's doing something this week, or
well,
wait, isn't Landman supposed to start up this week or next week?
I'm not sure. I can't even keep up with everything that he's doing right now.
Landman was going to go back on. I want to say last week, this week, or maybe next week.
Yeah, I know they got picked up for season 4, which is super exciting. And like in the entertainment industry, for those of you who don't know, getting past season 3 is really a big feat, and it's because of what we call syndication, right? And so that's when like contracts really get concreted. Pay scales for actors on these shows drastically increase. It didn't happen this way for Friends, but it was somewhere after the 3-year mark that $1 million an episode negotiation started happening. And you have to get to that 3-year mark. And that's why there's a lot of times, sometimes shows just only last 3 seasons. Sometimes they last 1. Typically, if they come back for 2, I usually see them for 3. But then the studios have got to make a big decision right there, because if the ratings aren't there, they're not going to take it to season 4. It's just how in our industry it works. But Landman's coming back. Lioness still shooting. Marshall's is out there. Dutton Ranch has started shooting up and around. I don't know. I have to go back and watch it. Haven't seen it yet. I think it just released its first episode. It's on the list to watch. My wife and I are watching The Madison right now. God, Kurt Russell, Michelle Pfeiffer, dude, it's phenomenal.
I've not seen it. I want to see it.
It's really good.
Have you seen any of these shows?
Not yet.
Not yet?
I have to say, it's a heavy-hearted show.
What's the premise?
So basically, New York elite, right? This gentleman, Kurt Russell, lives in New York, and he came from very humble beginnings, but he has a retreat in Madison County, and he goes there with his brother, and he's always wanted to take his family out there. And I say it's rustic. I mean, they have like cabins out there. They have running water, but they don't have necessarily. They have showers, but they don't have like bathrooms in there. They have to go to the outhouse and stuff. But he's always wanted his family to go, and they've never wanted to go with them because they're like a lot of money, like Upper East Side.
So wait a minute. These are people from a lot of money using an outhouse.
Well, no, not yet. I mean, in the beginning, he goes there like 2-3 times a year with his brother to go fishing. Matthew Fox plays his brother, by the way.
Okay.
So I mean, it's a great cast. Anyway. He dies. And then Michelle Pfeiffer has to go out there and, claim the body. And it's pretty heavy. It's like what, and all of a sudden you have these kids that have grown up in the lap of luxury in New York who are used to, ordering a black town car to take them from point A to point Z. And all of a sudden they don't have a toilet inside the house, so and it's about how they're adjusting but how Michelle Pfeiffer, who never wanted to go out there, is starting to regret that she never experienced that because he left a journal and stuff. And spoiler alert, even though he dies in episode 1, he's recurring through it because there's a lot of memory recall about everything. And it's just a beautiful story. I tell you, on a personal note, Vince, my wife and I, this is one of those shows that we like to watch together. I like a lot of the shoot 'em up, bang bang movies, and she likes a lot of Love is Blind in Norway or Greenland or wherever they're filming these days. But we had a tragedy in my family, and my stepson's father passed away, and we actually had to put that show on hold because it's just way too close to home right now. But it's one of those beautiful things that art imitates life, and life imitates art, and I fully appreciate it and everything that's going on. So, but The Madison, I mean, if you haven't watched it, watch it. Go get out there. But that's going on. Taylor Sheridan, rumors are he completed the sound stages up on the north side of Fort Worth, from my understanding. But we all over the media here in Dallas, Fort Worth, they've really started breaking about the 75-acre studio they're going to be launching in Mansfield.
Well, it's funny that you're talking about that because my friend that's involved in that, we were talking like for 30 minutes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, we talked on my way to pick up my client.
Right.
And she was telling me, because I started by conversation, she was talking about other things, right? Because she has a reality show on Tubi. So she immediately started talking about that. You got to see it. I think it premiered last night. And all of a sudden, I just said, hey, I hear that you're trying to turn Mansfield into Hollywood. And she says, yeah, we're in negotiations. I just left Dallas. It's looking very, very promising.
Well,
great.
That's awesome. I mean, from what they're saying on the news media, though, that it's breaking ground in August and the first $50 million phase will be functional by 2027.
Well, she's not saying a lot.
Right, I bet she's
in between the lines, she says a lot.
Yeah. Now, for those of you who don't know out there, and I'm about to age myself, don't do the math at home, but I graduated Mansfield High School.
Really?
And that was back in the day when we just had one high school. And it hasn't been that long. They have like, I think, 6 or 7.
It's grown.
6A schools out there. Yeah, it's huge. It was one of the fastest, probably still is one of the fastest growing areas in Texas, city-wise. Yeah, and so it's going to be really interesting. I mean, the fact that, you and I both left and went to LA to pursue Hollywood, and now we've come back, and I'm not saying it's because of us, but Hollywood's coming back 10 minutes from my house right now. We're going to have a new studio out there. It was funny, too. They were talking on one of the news talk shows about it being an AI studio, and I'm like, but they were saying it's not really AI. They're building a lot of room for housing actors and talent to come in. There'll be like a hotel and a full, like any of the big lots. They have bungalows. Yes, a little mini city out there. But that most of the AI that they're talking about is going to be for special effects. So they're assuring everybody, hey, the actors are still going to be there and everything. So not a big deal, but super exciting to hear about. We'll definitely have some more updates as we get those for you out there.
And I might even invite her once things get going here, so she can tell us a little bit about what's going down.
I think that would be a brilliant idea.
Maybe we should be there for when they
the groundbreaking.
Yeah.
I think that would be great.
We can do that. Maybe we can broadcast or just be in there.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And Vince, you and I both have experience, working on production on a lot of the different lots. And in Los Angeles, a lot of people don't realize, it's more than just Paramount and Warner Brothers out there. They had the lot. They had CBS Radford out there that did a lot. Formosa, Warner Brother Ranch up in the valley as well. Plus all the studios
they
down.
remodeled that.
Oh, I did not. No,
it's totally different than what you probably knew.
Yeah. No, I didn't know. Disney Studios out there too. Yeah.
We had an office at the Warner Brother lot overlooking the water tower.
Yeah, I was on a project that we had offices on the lot, which is where John Wayne, over by Formosa Cafe and Santa Monica Boulevard and stuff. So, a lot of it's very closed doors. And back in the day, if you were a tourist, I always told people, go to the Warner Brother and do the studio lot tour, because it was one of the early ones. Of course, Universal has the Universal theme park, and they do it back there. But it was a great opportunity to get back there and really kind of see a movie studio that didn't have an amusement park attached to it, Right. But very functional, and as you get a project, you get bungalow space, and your production offices are out of there, and it just becomes a daily activity when you're out there.
Right. So moving from LA to Texas. So what are we doing in Texas, guys?
Raw to real, baby.
Raw to real.
Yeah.
So let's talk about raw to real.
Yes. Yeah. So here's where it's at. We are looking for, and we've been teasing about this for a while. Myself, Vince, Lawrence, we all got together. We wanted to give something back to our fellow Texans.
And we were trying to find out. I think originally we wanted to do a documentary.
Yeah.
Speaking to my friend Carlo, who we're going to have from LA, hopefully next week. Yeah, he's going to talk a little bit more about the verticals and the business, how it's changing in Hollywood. It's going to eventually affect us.
Okay, so we're getting into a lot of stuff right now. So we started talking about a documentary, right? Yeah. Which makes sense, or reality series, right? Yes. But right now in the industry, and if you're on social media, especially social media sites or people on Instagram or whatever other platforms that they're on, they're talking about this new media concept. Vince, tell us a little bit about what verticals and microdramas are.
Well, they're very short. A lot of my clients are auditioning for that right now.
Yep.
They're very short form. And it's basically, my clients will film maybe like for a day, and they'll use these verticals throughout, the weeks. And it just, it could be sometimes a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes
per little clip.
Yeah, per clip.
But it's all a continuous concept and story.
Yes.
Okay.
But dude, it's so much of it. I mean, like when I was doing breakdowns, like maybe a couple of weeks back, I counted how many vertical dramas there were, and I think for every network or movie, there was probably 4 or 5.
Wow,
So
that's
if we
huge.
had 6, you had 50 or 60 verticals. I'm like, oh my God. And it wasn't just LA.
Yeah.
It was New York. Like New York has gotten in the game now.
Well, so for those of you who don't know out there, when you're starting to think about like breakdowns, right? Now, agents and managers and casting directors, of course, know because they're the ones putting them out. But, you know, you have X amount of roles coming out. That's how everybody finds out about what roles are available, right? You have union, non-union. But when you start saying like there's 4 to 5 vertical role like projects for every episodic, that's a ton of stuff. And think about how many episodic shows are out there on all of the different platforms right now, right? So that's a lot of content.
It's a lot. But I think it gives a great opportunity for young talent to get seen. Because now they're like big casting directors are stepping in.
So these are union projects now.
A lot of them are still non-union.
Union, okay.
But I guess for every non-union, I would say for every 5, 6 non-union, you have a union. I know Carla Hull has done some, and a couple other casting directors. But yeah, I think it's going to grow. I think a lot of it is, and speaking with a lot of the agents in LA, a lot of this is going to go probably not union.
Yeah,
Union.
moving forward.
But there's so much of it, and if you notice on Instagram or just social media, there's so much talk about the verticals. But getting back to talent who has no credits, it's a great starting point.
To
work on that, because it's like a soap. It's basically a soap. Because I was talking to a casting director, an associate of Carla Hull, and I said, you know, I don't know, we had this conversation a while back talking about, I had one of my clients that not wanted to do the verticals.
Right.
He said the acting was so cheesy. And I was talking to my friend who works for Carla who does a lot of union verticals. And I was saying to her, I was asking her, what do you think about actors not wanting to do verticals? She goes, he's crazy, because a lot of casting directors and a lot of people of importance are now stepping into the vertical lane.
And making money.
And it's actors that probably would never get seen by people like us that we do big projects, you know, are getting an opportunity to audition for us. And maybe we don't hire you, or we do hire you for this project, but we're going to consider you if you're a good actor for other big projects.
Right.
So it's a great opportunity for someone new to get seen that before that door was closed.
And just to let our audience out there know, like when we talk verticals, right? So, you know, you usually have like a 16:9 aspect ratio for traditional television projects that are being filmed digitally, correct? And so the verticals are catering towards cell phones now, and instead of shooting horizontally, the vertical is actually turning the camera vertically and shooting that system so it fits on your screen. These are meant to be seen on your phones and devices.
And it's constantly evolving. I was talking to Carla. Again, I'm on the phone. That's when I get to talk business. You know, I was going to go see my client, pick him up, and I got off the phone with Sandra, got on the phone with Carla, and Carla was telling me, he says he wanted to be on the show, our podcast, and he was telling me, dude, it's constantly evolving. I would like to come and talk about the verticals. And, you know, he has a distribution for verticals that he wants to talk about.
Yeah.
And he says, this is how Hollywood is changing now.
Yeah.
With the powers in the hands of now people like us if we want to do verticals.
And it was like a, $250 million industry, last year in China?
Yeah.
$250 million. That's not chump change, people.
True. So, and it's only getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
If you see on social media, like Instagram, every day I see 5 or 6 people talking about vertical. The vertical lanes now, studios are jumping. Netflix is jumping into it. Just everybody's jumping into it.
And how's this affecting like social media, Lawrence?
I don't think so. It's going to affect them badly, but that's going to be a good opportunity. Whoever has like an online presence, especially they know aware of like how social media works.
Yeah.
That's going to be easy.
It's just going to boost them as well.
Yeah.
That's a new business opportunity, like business-wise.
Yeah.
That's a new business opportunity for everybody.
So
and everybody should take advantage of that because that happens once in a lifetime.
That's awesome. And so, like, this is still relatively new. Micro dramas or micro vertical dramas, however we want to phrase it, they've been out for a minute now, right?
I've seen them for the last 2 years.
Okay, last 2 years.
All the Chinese were casting directors.
So we're starting to see some micro comedies now, right?
And also vertical reality drama.
Which is what we're about to jump into. That's what we're going to jump into. So this is the transition right now. We are going to jump into the micro reality world, micro vertical reality space, which is still kind of untapped. There's still some stuff out there, but we're super excited. And what we want to do is we want to give back to the state of Texas. Yes.
And there's so much good talent here.
Yes. And we want to find the next it factors, right? We want to find the next talent that's going to make it out there. So we're going to use the vertical platform to...
We're going to follow them through from raw to real.
Yep. A to Z.
Beginning, somebody who probably has never had an opportunity or knows the people or knows the right person to get there or doesn't have the means to pay for classes or or get in front of someone like you who charges for your services for social media. That would never know is going to get that opportunity to take the career to the next level.
Yeah, because, this industry, and we've talked about this, until you book work, it's an expensive hobby, right? And like you have to constantly keep up with pictures. You got to pay for classes. Nowadays, having social media, people that can boost, and so you've really got, you're like your little micro,
little company.
Yeah, studio. It's your business, your brand, but you've got to pay for stuff like that. So here's what...
I always say it's an investment.
It is an investment into you into the future, but anybody does. Like, Henry Ford, before he opened Ford, an automated the assembly line and everything like that. He had to have something to start with, right? He had to put money into his own business. Anybody that's an entrepreneur usually does. So what we want to do is we want to help two individuals from Texas.
Preferably a female and a male.
A male, right?
Yeah.
Over the age of 18, of course. But folks, what we're going to do, we want to see success. So we are going to be putting these two individuals on full scholarships. And when I say scholarships, you're going to get acting training. Pictures. You're going to get a modeling training. Social media consultation.
Consultation about the business.
From Vince Lazzo. Yeah, absolutely. We're going to get you placed with agencies, God willing. And then the ultimate goal and we're going to get them there is to get you your first job booked.
And the sky's the limits, because if you're doing good here, then the agents in LA are going to want to grab you too.
I wish I had this opportunity before I went out there, because I was in college and I was fortunate because I had a couple of smaller scholarships. My parents helped me out. I worked all through college, but I had to scrape together money to get together to figure out how to move out to Los Angeles when I did. And, when you get out there, it's expensive. So to be able to have a platform, a springboard that you can spring into action literally. And now that we have all of this momentum in Texas, the time is just right.
And it makes sense, because a lot of the agents in LA and New York, they don't want to develop people. LA, New York's a space where you're going to make money. They don't want to, you spoon feed you, or by the time you get to LA, New York, they want you to start working.
Right.
They don't have time to baby you and all that.
Which is why traditionally they wanted you to start in a market like Dallas, book a little bit here, and then get out there and start.
The big market and start doing the bigger jobs.
Yeah, absolutely. And now that market is reverting back to here.
I have clients from East Coast, West Coast coming here.
Yes, you do.
Taking advantage of this market.
I've been wanting this to happen for a long time, and it finally feels, and I could be wrong, but it feels like that conversation about Hollywood, New York now is going to start saying Hollywood, New York, Texas, or Dallas, and Atlanta, right? Becoming a hotbed.
So why don't we talk a little bit about what each one of us is going to do with this raw to real and that talent has that star in their eye, that it factor.
Well, okay.
So you know what? You've been quiet.
Yeah.
I want to get what you have to say. What are you going to tell the future star?
Well, when you told me the first idea about the raw to real, I said, yeah, that's the thing everybody needs nowadays, especially with the industry shifting. And since we all have we're gonna invest in our efforts, everybody has very unique skills that can add to your benefit, which is acting coach, talent manager, social media marketing. That's the three pillars every actor they need. So my background, I worked with big brands, international brands. So I'm gonna give this knowledge and experience to you guys, and then take you to Hollywood.
So you're going to be building their profiles to get exposure out on the market, to build them a fan base that is going to be recognized by producers, casting directors, agents, managers.
Absolutely. Everything that's
cool.
going to make them grow online in the industry, in the market. And I mean, social media is like now is shifting to the verticals, like how
Yeah.
you're saying. I mean, why not use that?
So-
And that's gonna be a business opportunity for whoever wants to come in this kind of industry.
So, Lawrence, we're going to be a persona on this project.
Oh yeah.
What is going to be yours? Because you come off a little conservative, a little like him and I are very Hollywood, so we can get a little crazy and dramatic. And are you going to balance us with?
Absolutely. Like I'm gonna be a good benefit for you guys, for everybody who's gonna be in this project.
He's gonna be
and
fun.
Yeah.
You're going to be fun. You're
I've
gonna
been all
follow
over the
on
world,
camera.
so I can like my
okay.
background.
I think there's going to be a beast unleashed
been
that we
all over
haven't
the
seen
world.
yet
I
right
mean,
now.
We've all been all over the world.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the experience everybody needs right now.
Yeah.
I mean, instead of you traveling to Los Angeles and Hollywood and invest a lot of money, and just to learn all of this, everybody's here.
I can't wait to see his personality.
It'll be interesting. Yeah, yep.
I want to see the real Lawrence come out.
have to
It'll be fun.
limits, huh?
There's going to be some fireworks for sure. So,
We're all going to have our own persona.
Yeah.
Which is going to be fun.
Absolutely.
So, you?
well, first and foremost, with the acting that I have right now, I'm going to put them through a 14-week intensive course. And it's going to be really geared towards auditioning. And we've talked about this. It's also going to be the fundamentals of acting as
Are
well.
you also going to show them like the filming of self-taping and all that?
Oh,
that's a big question. Of
course.
One of my clients earlier, he was asking, does this class teach you?
Well, Vince, I just got off the phone last night with a very good friend of mine, and we both worked professionally in Los Angeles together. And she said, she's like, hey, I have a question about self-taping, right? Because she moved back, for personal reasons, take care of family, whatever. But, she was in my generation, like we went out to our auditions, right? And that's how we booked. We had to go into castings, and she was like, do we film vertically or horizontally when it's self-taping, right? Because she's helping other actors and actresses now get into it. And I was like, no, it's horizontal for episodic and film unless they're getting booked on a vertical, and then you might want to film vertically, right? But it's case by case. And so there's a lot of people out there, even veterans, that are still adjusting to what the industry is really looking for, right? And people just don't read all the time in the breakdowns as carefully as I think they should. Sometimes, in the breakdowns, it says during your actor slate, we want it filmed vertically, and during your audition, we want it filmed horizontally. So there's a lot of information. So yes, that's going to be incorporated.
It's important because a lot of these people will probably start more in commercial.
Yes.
And gradually move into theatrical. So it's so important with everything in Texas still being self-taped.
Yeah, and with what I love this concept about raw to real, because we're looking for that raw talent so we can coach them the right way based on current market conditions too, because you and I both reach out to industry professionals, as does Lawrence, about up-to-date real information. I mean, there's still people out there that in Texas, yes, verticals are coming, but they really don't understand what they are, how important they can be right now, so being able to continually give updated and real information, they're going to have that kind of training from me. We're going to get into the difference between auditioning, on self-tape, in the real world, in live audition situations, plus acting on set. My course also includes, theatrical training as well. And more of my people in ongoing, we're starting to dive in more into some of the more classic and traditional acting techniques that are out there. But I really have a tactical approach to auditioning right now. Use some great material from some people that have been doing this since the 70s, but we've updated it. Retransform some of that material so it fits more into today's current standards and expectations, and we've had a really good success. So I'm really excited to get them into that course.
This sounds like a lot of fun, and I love that this is open to all of Texas.
Yes.
Not just the Metroplex.
You just have to have a Texas address.
Yeah.
You have a Texas address, you're from Texas. I want to see some cowboy boots walking in here. I want to see some, glamorous high heels, whatever the case
I saw a
is.
bunch of cowboy boots this weekend.
I bet you. I mean, you always do. It depends on where you go in Texas, but for sure, I mean, it's whatever you have. Vince, what are you going to be bringing to the table?
Spill the tea.
Spill the tea?
Yes,
All
sir.
right, it's always fun to spill the tea. Well, from raw to real. Basically, I guess interfacing each one of you guys to see the progress, because I guess my job is towards the end, placing someone and guiding them and mentoring them, making sure they're taking the right pictures, making sure they're getting branded, talking to you, making sure they're where they're at in class, so they can start going on auditions and preparing for an agent, setting up casting network, Actors Access and
yeah.
all the other, I'm going to help them with all that. And eventually, just consult with them about the industry, the business side, how, you should network and, just don't rely on your agent to get you the work. Just basically talk about the business, how to become successful.
Yeah.
And again, a lot of interacting with you guys, communicating what you tell me to them and saying, I spoke to Michael, you're doing well. I think you can start going out on these small.
Well, that's the thing too, is, like we've been working together for a while now, and you've asked me before, hey, is this person ready to audition? No, they're not ready yet. Yeah, I'm not going to, I don't sugarcoat that kind of stuff,
So I'm going to probably be the person that's going to be guiding them and kind of like
that's awesome.
Just making sure that, because the goal is to get them represented so they can start making money.
Yeah.
So that investment can start making a profit.
Yeah.
And interacting with you, their social media, because I know a lot of agents want people that have high numbers.
Yeah, it's easier to market, right? Yeah.
Yeah, especially commercial. You're talking to a brand. Hey, my client has 10,000, 20,000, whatever the number is. But that helps sells you. I mean, like, that's something that you bring.
Yeah.
Numbers. That's money.
So awesome. Now, not to mention too, we have the ability for them to go through the Bella Modeling School program, and Bella Modeling School has been one of our sponsors since the inception of this.
I want to say thank you. Stella's been a sweetheart to lending this office.
Yep.
Yeah, and also whether it's, and that's another thing I wanted to say, because there might be a young lady that'd be great for modeling, and a young man that'd be great for acting, or vice versa.
Yeah.
So we want to honor that, and that's another thing that I can get them with a photographer and making sure they get, their tear sheets or their book, their digital book.
Portfolio.
And then start sending it out to different, like Wilhelmina, New York, or even Kim Dawson here, or Page Parks in Houston.
People underestimate too, like walking the runway. They think anybody is just walking down the. No, it's not. I mean, you
got to strike a pose.
Yeah, and there's ways to walk, and it's important to understand that. And they do have a great commercial program there. They talk more than just walking high fashion. They talk about like the photography sessions and what you have to do with that. Yeah,
it's funny you say that, because I spoke to Expo this morning, because I have my client in town, and I called her and I said. I would like for you to put my client to walk the runway. And she goes, well, let me speak to the other person. So I sent a picture. She goes, yeah, he looks good. And in return, I'll have him put a promo stating how good the experience was walking at Expo.
Hey, tit for tat, right?
That client is still learning how to walk. So I'm going to have that conversation with him. He needs to like look at YouTube and see how male models walk the runway.
Hey, we'll get him in there. We've got some good experience.
Because I want, because he's going to get seen by a lot of agents.
Yeah, for sure.
And they're going to, he can't be walking in there like Bigfoot.
Yeah, clump, 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 clump. Yeah, no, it's absolutely true. So that's super exciting to hear. And
I mean, this is exciting. I mean, anytime that you can help a person tell their story, and because there's a lot of people out there that probably never knew the right person or knew how to get there, and then when they meet the right person, and it's a beautiful thing, because you help somebody tell their story and live their dream, whether it's a long-term or short-term.
And there's going to be people out here that are probably overly confident about things. I love seeing those kind of interesting people show up and see, if that's something we can work with and tame. But it's the people that I tend to find sometimes that don't think that they have it, but they just muster up enough gusto to show up, right, for that one audition, and then all of a sudden it's like that diamond in the rough. It's really exciting to see kind of some of this stuff.
And they're out there.
They are.
And they're out there.
They are.
And those are the people we want to help. I mean, for me, I love helping a person that shows me the dedication and, and like I have a client that just came in this weekend and from Austin, and just the fact that he showed up.
Yep.
Speaks volume.
Yeah.
And he did everything I told him to do. He didn't question it. And, I can be a prick sometimes because I can be very demanding.
No.
So, and I'm a perfectionist, but this person never questioned me.
Right, that's awesome.
If anything, he said he trusts me. So, I'm glad.
Excited
that I'm
about
it. But I think he knows that I'm going to help him in the long run tell his story.
That's awesome.
Because, they have to trust you. They have to feel comfortable with you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It is. It's the start of the relationship.
So we all do this. I mean, come on. So why not help someone? We do it every day.
Yeah. And, the format and the platform about us documenting this and releasing it in real time as well is going to create follow and momentum for them as well. So just having the opportunity to be out there and as the micro reality show is being released, because it's going to be released in real time, and it's going to start an additional social media kind of platform for them as well.
Absolutely.
So super exciting.
Yeah, for the social media, that's gonna boost their presence online, and that's where brands usually look for somebody who can resonate with their brand.
Yep.
I mean, besides acting and movies and all of that, you can do a business deal with other big brands. I mean,
So when are we going to start pushing this out?
All right, so here it is.
Spell the T,
All right,
guys.
let's before we tell you the time, the date, and the address,
yes.
right? Let's talk about what they need to do. Pretty much just show up.
Show up.
But we're going to get this out on the platforms, the social media platforms. But
We talked about an essay or one page.
A
talking
one
about
page-
why they feel that we should give them the scholarship.
we want to hear from you why you think you deserve
Yeah.
this opportunity,
it's
right?
important.
It is, and so
It's an open call
It is an open call. You're gonna be able to show up on audition. There will be a callback.
towards the end.
Yep.
The last remaining 10.
And so we're going to have them walk, and then we're also going to have them do a commercial cold read.
If they have a monologue,
We'll listen to that. If they have a song that they, we're not doing 10 or 15 minute songs over here, folks. But, if
I'll
they.
be the first one to cut it short.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But, we want to hear, because this is about yes, acting and modeling, but it's also about being a performer, right? We want to see all performance aspects that possibly, you have to offer.
Well, also too, because it's so new. I mean, if somebody can sing or plays the piano and sings. I mean, I see in the breakdown sometimes they're looking for actors that can sing.
Skill set.
So yeah. I think it works hand in hand. So if that person never thought he could be an actress or a model, guess what? You're doing half the battle. You're already singing and playing an instrument. So why not? I mean,
yeah. So this is super exciting. All right. So is it time to tell them?
Yeah.
All right.
Spill the tea.
Here it is.
Can't wait.
let's do it.
Vince, you ready?
Let's go.
Drum roll. The time is going to be 2:00 on June 13th, 2026.
Is that a Saturday?
That is a Saturday.
Wonderful. For everybody
2:00.
coming in from Houston,
Yep.
Austin, San Antonio.
Paso.
Oh, Paso.
Wait. I mean, it doesn't matter. You guys get here.
Everybody's
You can
welcome.
start showing up and, forming the line queue maybe around 1:00, 12:00. I don't care. But 2:00 starts the audition. And I don't want people showing up at 5:00 saying, "Oh, I'm here."
Nope.
No, you need to be here at 2:00. We're going to be checking everybody. It's going to move pretty quick.
Where?
June 13th, 2:00.
So am I moving too fast? You're excited?
No, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I know you're excited. I know we're all excited.
yeah.
It is at Bella Modeling School, 1350 Manufacturing Street, Suite 206. 206? Is it 216 or 206? I just checked.
Okay,
It's 216. So 1350 Manufacturing Street, Suite 216 in Dallas, Texas.
Well, we're going to have this in the posting.
Yeah, we're gonna get it out there. We're gonna get it out. So just to recap, June 13th, 2:00, Saturday, June 13th at 2:00, 2026 at 1350 Manufacturing Suite 216 in Dallas, Texas. Man, I am pumped. I am
This is
excited.
going to be fun.
Yeah,
We're in for it.
yeah,
Right
yeah, yeah.
there.
So we're super excited. We really want to hear from you. Pay attention. We are going to be setting up and releasing where you can submit your one page. We want to see that ahead of time. If you didn't get it in, show up with it, but have it printed out.
And we're taking pictures here.
Yeah, we're going to take some pictures. If you have a picture, it doesn't have to be a professional picture.
No.
Bring that too. We want to see anything that you've prepared yourself for. We're really looking for raw talent. But, we're going to take a look at anybody from Texas. I want to give them this opportunity, see where they're at. And we look forward to checking out everybody.
It's
Yeah,
gonna be fun.
absolutely. So more to follow. I hope you guys enjoyed our episode. Please check us out on the social media links that you see below. Make sure you have to like and subscribe on the YouTube channel to be considered for this. So make sure that you like and subscribe on YouTube, on Instagram, you're following us. A lot more information to be dropped about this. We're super excited about it. Vince, you have anything else to add?
No, I'm ready to get this party started.
Let's
I'm ready
do
to
it.
Find that it person.
Yep,
Yeah.
looking for the factors. So
Gonna have fun.
I
We-
mean, just final reminder, because that's how we're gonna be publishing about it. It's
Yep.
like through our Instagram, YouTube, and of course our TikTok.
And we'll be talking about it here too
Absolutely.
on podcast.
Yes.
That's something we'll be talking at the beginning. What's going on this
Yep.
week? Well,
Yes.
we're going on this
Well,
week.
yeah. Well, we're going to have
How are we?
a lot of promotion and some other social media drops as well. So definitely check that stuff out. Get back to us. We want to hear from you as well. So please reach out, comments, questions, anything that you have. We love the feedback. And we want to continue providing as much information we can about the market. keep your eyes open for Raw to Real. We're super excited about it, and
We're waiting for you.
waiting for you. Take care.